What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, or if you're one of my 2 returning subscribers, welcome back. Channel's called Crypto Daily, so I aim to make these videos daily occurrence. Stuff I want to talk about today. Briefly want to go through a market update. We're seeing a lot of growth today. I want to talk about some of the reasons why and what some potential coins to look out for in the coming days. I want to talk about Bitcoin's short-term future. So what can we expect as a result of all the stuff that's been going on lately? And an interesting question, what would Satoshi make of it? What was his plans? I'm sure he has a lot of opinions, but we can only speculate at this point because he's not an active member of Bitcoin, and in some ways that's good because then there is no central authority figure, and in some ways it's bad because we don't know potentially as good of a vision as he did or how to execute it, but we'll talk about that. Then I want to talk about to finish on what is the new coin that is going to reach the number 3 spot on the coinmarketcap.com for market cap, which isn't there yet, but it will overtake Ripple. Full disclosure, it's Bitcoin Cash. Well, let's get into it. So Bitcoin looking very healthy right now at 2826. That number just before I started this video was at 2870, 2850. Back down to 2826, but very nice growth all this week. Definitely attributed to over 90% of the hash pool signaling for BIP91. Price just took off. I think a lot of people this past week probably sold when they saw Bitcoin price going up and expecting to get even better deals this weekend. However, that's all been scarpered, and now we're just seeing it return to where it was and beyond. So we got up to about 2950 that day, and then quickly back down to about 2600, which was still a big jump from where it was. Why it's jumping right now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that there's probably a good amount of people who wanted to buy back into Bitcoin this weekend when they thought it might take another dip, because I think for the past 3 weekends at least we've seen the Bitcoin price come down quite significantly from Friday to Sunday, and then recover a little bit Monday to Thursday. So I think what might have happened is that when today's roll around Saturday and the price has not gone down at all, then those people that were holding out, waiting for a dip today, are just going to have to buy back in. And I think we're seeing that. We're up to 96 billion, almost back to 100. So everything's looking really healthy. Ethereum staying around the same price. Litecoin slowly rising, which is nice to see. We have Ant shares growing quite a bit lately. That's an interesting one to watch. They're going to rebrand to Neo very soon. And if experience serves us right with the rebrand that happened to Digibyte, the price just took off that day when it rebranded. So that'll be interesting when Ant shares becomes Neo. What will happen to that price? I expect a short-term spike at least, but we'll see. Maybe the price is already factored in for the rebrand. We don't know. So with regards to Bitcoin's short-term future, I just want to show this. You might have seen this before, but it kind of breaks down everything that was happening around this time, or the potentials that could have happened this month. So we had 2 proposals. We had BIP91, and if that didn't go through, there was a user-activated soft fork or BIP148. We don't really need to get into that. BIP91 has reached over 80% miner support, so we don't need to worry about no. So yes, SegWit locks in and activates 2 weeks later. That's what we're on course for now. And so we come down here and we come to November, 2 megabyte hard fork. What we're looking at is the main chain, or the main blockchain of Bitcoin, breaking off, starting orphaning blocks that don't signal for SegWit. The plan is, at least that's what they say, to increase the block size limit from 1 to 2 megabytes. And SegWit already reduces a transaction's size by, I think, about 70%. So we're already looking at 70% faster transactions, maybe, or at least 70% more efficient. And then on top of a 2 megabyte increase, could definitely see quite a bit of improvement with regards to speed. But what if it doesn't? What if it does not reach 100% miner support? It's very unlikely that it would hit 100%. And we are very likely going to have a Bitcoin split come November 1st. So SegWit 2x has not avoided a fork in Bitcoin, but it's only temporarily delayed it by about 3 months. This comes to the point where, what would Satoshi make of all of this? Is this what he wanted? Is this kind of his vision that he had? We don't know. But let's have a look at what he outlined in the Bitcoin white paper. So I'm having a look at this really good Medium blog post. I'll put a link to it in the description, called Satoshi's Vision. What would Satoshi do? And I'm not going to go into too much detail because you can read that yourself. But one thing I did think was really interesting. He goes on to talk about Satoshi himself back in 2008, posting some ideas that he had for Bitcoin and what his future goals were. And Satoshi never planned on having the megabyte block size limit last forever. That was a temporary fix. When it was new, it was vulnerable to spam attacks. However, because of the growth with so many nodes out there, that is no longer an issue, yet we still have the 1 megabyte block size limit. And why that is potentially because for the huge mining companies, it's more lucrative for them to have people pay higher fees for their transactions. So they didn't have any financial incentive to do anything about it for years now, even though it's been a growing and growing problem. I think with the Bitcoin 148 improvement plan, it was just coming to a point where if you don't do something, Bitcoin is going to lose value because it's crazy. People can't wait a day for their transactions to go through. So what we've got with SegWit is kind of a compromise, but it's not originally what Satoshi wanted. Satoshi wanted dynamic block sizes to remove the cap size limit to as large as it needed to be. And in the conclusion of this post, I mean, he goes into explain and give evidence for why that's the case, why that's what Satoshi wanted. But in conclusion, he says, the high fees that we recently experienced were a result of too much demand combined with a block size limit that was never meant to remain forever. And it goes on to say that without the block size limit, Bitcoin could scale to as large as Visa levels. And Visa, I'm not entirely sure. I think they can do over 300,000 transactions a second compared to Bitcoin's current 6. So we'd need to grow a lot to challenge Visa levels. That's what Satoshi was thinking of. It can grow exponentially and become the best form of money that mankind has ever witnessed. In my opinion, we owe it to Satoshi to follow and continue his vision. So that brings us to Bitcoin Cash, or the number 3 top coin by market cap, which is the fork that we talked about here, where if Bitcoin was to split, you'd have 2 different forms of Bitcoin. One would be the Bitcoin that we know, but with SegWit, and the other would be Bitcoin Cash that is rejecting SegWit and instead is promising to remove the cap size limit or at least increase it to about 8 megabytes for the time being, with a goal to further increase that in the future, as that's kind of the unique selling point of Bitcoin Cash. So they absolutely have to do it. They can't just be the original Bitcoin and no different to the other Bitcoin. So it's very much in their interests to be different and to push that agenda. Now, according to this Reddit post, Bitcoin Cash has already started trading on Chinese exchanges, which is crazy. It's not even a thing yet. The fork has not yet happened, but it's already happening. There's already speculation. We all know what that's about here in the crypto space, but it's looking very promising. So currently, Bitcoin Cash holds $6.6 billion for total market cap. If you have a look at the market cap, 6.6, just under Ripple. So it would replace Litecoin as the number 4 coin, but that's at the moment. Most likely it will overtake Ripple very shortly. So by the time we actually see it on CoinMarketCap, it will have overtaken Ripple. To beat Ethereum, with the amount of coins that would be in supply, one coin would need to reach $1,300 per coin to overtake Ethereum as the number 2. That might not happen. I don't know. Which coin would beat the other? I don't know. I think whatever keeps the name Bitcoin is the coin that's going to do well, in my mind. I could be wrong, but anything that's got some sort of moniker on the end of the name, Bitcoin whatever, Bitcoin Unlimited, Bitcoin XT, whatever, it doesn't have the name recognition of Bitcoin. And I think that's all it takes. And I know that's not exactly fair, because you could have a chain of Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin Cash, which potentially could be better, could have better technology, could have the vision of the original creator, could be more fair, could be lower fees, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to beat Bitcoin. I mean, if you have a look at IOTA, for example, IOTA is a better system than Bitcoin. Absolutely. It's much faster. Transaction free. You can send money free of charge, and it only gets faster the more people use it. So it's totally future-proof. It even has quantum attack proof. I don't know. I don't really want to get into that. But apparently it's quantum computer attack proof. So I'll take their word for it. Yeah, it's great technology. Why isn't it the number 1? Wasn't the first one there. And it doesn't have the name recognition of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has, let's say, billions of dollars worth of advertisement behind it. Just from word of mouth, from news covering it. I don't know, but I think Bitcoin Cash could be really interesting. But what do you think? Why don't you let me know in the comments up above so that this video can get to more people. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. They're both kind of weighed the same for YouTube metrics. But thank you for watching this video. Hopefully I'll see you very soon. Will try to make these videos on a daily occurrence. So cheers, peace.